can feel the electricity flowing between you and me, girl.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed during the Boys and Girls broadcast do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of anyone. Side effects may include dry mouth, nausea, bloody stool or discharge, and even death. Ask your doctor before listening to the Boys and Girls Club. The Boys and Girls Club ain't got shit for you or them kids. Listener discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to the Boys and Girls Club podcast with your hosts, Jeremy, Cullen, and Rob.
Okay, we're rolling.
I liked how we did it last time.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to our show.
This is episode number 5.
Wait, did you start it already?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Hi,
Hey,
Rob.
what's up?
Good energy, Rob. We're going to keep that up.
Wait. Okay, ready?
No, they're still going.
3, 2, 1.
Hey!
Hi. Hello. We're
Enough of that shit.
We're doing
We're
it
rolling.
again.
Episode 5. What's up, y'all?
Oh, what's up, man?
So, guys.
So what are you guys up to? Oh, we have a guest today. Should I mention that right now first?
okay.
We have a guest. We have Roy Durand in the house.
What
So,
is-
guys?
Wait, what does he do?
What is a Roy Durand?
Roy Durand plays drums for the Underhill Family Orchestra in Mobile, Alabama. From Mobile.
Yeah.
But he's going to sit in and we'll get to his...
Adventures and or misadventures?
yeah.
All right.
So what do you...
That's good.
I like that.
You guys have any shit that went down this week?
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. This week
No?
was
I had a cat attack my face, but that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
about
I thought you
that.
didn't want to talk about it.
You're still
That's all
harping
I'm
on
going to
that,
say
man?
about that.
Totally
Did
said
that-
you
Well,
didn't wanna talk
your face looks fine.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So you won.
I'm like Wolverine. Yeah, I'm a fast healer.
Did you kill it?
No, but I wanted to.
Yeah. What are you going to do with that cat, man?
You gotta put it
Did
down
you
now.
punish it?
No,
Or
I have to. I
you
have
call
to
the
be
authorities?
Nice. I have to be nice to it.
That cat got his shots?
Yeah. Yeah,
You-
and I got
you-
his balls were taken and everything. Maybe
All right.
maybe he's still
Yes.
angry about that.
Maybe.
Man, I hope you don't have like some weird, a week from now, big
Cats.
infection on your face. from
Yeah.
that. Cats have dirty paws, man. They dig around poop all day and
Yeah,
they
cats do.
scratch
They
you.
do.
That you
Cat
know that
scratch.
gross. You know that shit.
Cat
went in
scratch
your skin.
fever?
Cat scratch fever.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
Yeah, it's basically a poo infection.
Yeah.
Is that what that
in
is?
my face?
It's worms, right?
No, I think cats
Well,
carry,
it's like if I had, like-
carry worms, but I think cat scratch fever is just like
If I
your
would, like-
body
yeah.
getting an infection from all the poo that's stuck under their claws from digging in litter boxes.
Yeah, let's say like I handle some shit and then I scratch your face and then your
like
face
a-
gets
You getting that
infected.
pink eye, bro?
It's like
oh, dude,
C. diff.
I've
or
never
something.
had pink eye.
You'll be wishing you had pink eye.
No.
Watch when Scarlett gets a little older and starts
Ooh, boy.
farting on your pillow, man.
She's
You
getting
can get
lice.
it. You can get it. Yeah,
She's
you can
gonna
get
get
all that
lice.
shit, all that fun shit, having a child.
Chickenpox. I got lice when I was about 30. It's about
Damn.
3 years ago.
Oh, is that why you
That's
chopped
why
your...
I cut my dreads off.
Yeah.
Man,
It was
okay,
a scary. It sucked.
okay. A couple questions.
Okay.
What was that like? How do
Uh,
you realize you have lice? How's that start?
I've had lice before.
Well,
You've
I
never
was,
had it.
I was working at the restaurant. I was at Bread and Circus, and I was Manny, the chef, was out of town, so I was watching the restaurant. You know, I was there all day and the whole weekend, and I have dreadlocks at the time, so my head itches
Yeah.
sometimes.
Shit gets
Yeah,
dry.
because
But
you don't
then-
shower, right?
Yeah, well, I shower, motherfucker, but I don't wash the hair. And that night, it was like the night shift, and I was like, I had to go take a break because the girl I was dating there. We were arguing, so I went outside, and I was laying down on the bench, and I was like, man, my fucking head itches, and I was just like, it feels like it's crawling. My head's
Oh,
crawling.
you like, yeah. Okay.
Nah.
And she comes outside, and I was like, hey, I know you don't want to talk to me. I was like, can you look at my fucking head real quick? And she did, and she's like,
They
There are
scatter.
things-
I think you have lice. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And then there's a girl that worked there, there's a server that was also a hairdresser, and she came in, looked at it, she's like, you totally have lice.
Oh yeah, you gonna die.
Yeah.
What do they look like? Are they like bigger, smaller than fleas, or like what are they?
White?
They're
Aren't they
smaller
white?
than fleas, and they don't just come out of your hair. You have to like comb them out.
Mhm.
Like
They-
you can take care of it, but I was like also I had actually the next day I had a dockside recording to do with Lost by You, and I was like, fuck, I can't do that. And we were going on tour that week with Underhill, and I was like, I can't fucking deal with this. I can't be
you're-
like
you're gonna
washing
give
my hair.
everyone else.
I can't take
For-
my parasites on the road
Like, yeah.
with me.
So I was like that night at like 3 a.m. It was like November 28th actually. I fucking cut all my hair off. And
You remember the day?
Yeah.
I remember the day.
Yeah,
You know what's fucking
it's
weird?
traumatic.
The year before that,
On the same day.
on the same day, I posted something on Facebook. I posted dreadlocks with three little dots because I saw a chick with dreadlocks and I'm like, they're fucking hot.
Okay.
So I posted that, and then a year later, it reminds you what you did, you know, the fucking feed, and I'm like, oh my god, it's the same day I cut
all
my
comes
dreads off.
around,
I was
dude.
like, what the fuck?
What's going to happen this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Man,
know.
maybe
November
like
28th, we'll
just
see.
Stay home.
You might get beard lice. Okay, so not to keep the lice thing going.
Yeah,
It's
no.
sort of gross, but I'm
It's
curious.
totally gross.
Speak.
I've always heard that lice are more attracted to clean hair.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Yeah,
Really?
the
Why?
The girl told me since I have shaved sides and I washed that, they were
Yeah.
like, that's probably why they
And
actually got into
where are they
your-
fucking? Are they airborne or like did they jump off an animal on
No,
you?
you
Like
probably
where the
slept
fuck
in
do
a
they
bed
come
or
from?
something.
I slept in the wrong spot, I think. Being on the road.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then
sure where-
you asked if they were white. I think they're like black, but I think the eggs are like white and they grow.
Yeah,
on-
the eggs are white,
Ah.
and the eggs attach to your fucking hair. Like you
Mm.
can't even like pick them out. They're really hard to get out.
So you completely shaved your head.
I didn't complete shit. I cut all the dreads off.
So did
and
they
then-
go
Yeah, 'cause
away
you can buy.
immediately?
You can just buy a fucking either topical
There's
little thing
kits.
or like a shampoo.
There's
that
kits,
fucking
yeah,
kills
to
them.
wash.
Do those work?
But also, you know, they do. But it was also like 2 weeks of like
Yeah,
fucking
putting
cleaning
chemicals on your
everything
head.
and like checking our hair because the girl I was saying she got the lice from me. So
So
Oh, shit.
Not to presume that you're an authority on lice now. Here's another myth I need for you to bust for me.
let's do this.
I always remember growing up from middle school to high school and like all this shit. Like it seemed like every kid that I've ever known that had lice was always the redhead kids.
What?
It was a thing, or like maybe maybe it was just like
Never had lice.
coincidence, but
I
it was
never
like
noticed that.
they're attracted to that good ginger hair, man.
Like,
good hair,
You know
man.
how like in movies and like TV shows, like the schools always check for lice. Did they ever
Yeah.
do that? For
I
you
never
guys?
Yeah.
never been in a
I don't
school
remember
situation
getting
where they did
checked.
that.
Yeah,
They would do that.
Mm.
They would check our eyes and they would check our hearing.
but not your lice.
And
Not your
well,
head.
they would check the head.
They would?
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't recall that.
Yeah.
I don't
ever
remember
being
either.
a thing.
I do remember the eye and hearing shit.
It's weird, man. Fucking parasites.
They
and
touched
shit.
your head and everything, huh?
They touched everywhere. They checked for lice everywhere.
Did they touch your
Your ball
danger
furrow?
zone
Yeah.
in your little bathing suit area?
Yeah.
Jeremy? You want to
They didn't do that for
open
you?
It up?
Explains a lot.
No. You went to Catholic school, right? Though.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah. Would have made more sense.
I mean, the teacher said he was a priest, but no, I mean, I was a little kid. I just
I think
believed
it
him.
was some role playing going on.
So, anything, Rob? What about you? Huh?
Well, I spent
you're
some-
all quick to ask. What
Dude,
happened with us?
yesterday I spent 4 hours at Walmart getting oil changed from.
That's the first mistake right
that
there.
sounds like
going to Walmart
hell.
to change your
I
oil.
cannot
well, it
wrap my
was
head
for my
around-
wife. I had to change her oil because
yeah, you gotta
she
do
likes
some
to go months.
yeah.
3,000 or 4,000 miles
Yeah, yeah.
past the shit.
Yeah, she loves doing that.
Rob, why is my car smoking? Yeah, I get it.
But no, they keep you in there so you get so bored you walk around and you start buying shit.
You think so?
Oh, I know so. Come on, man. That's fucking
Dude, I was
Walmart.
watching them work. Dude, they are some slow ass motherfuckers.
What the
man.
fuck did you do for 4 hours?
Dude, I walked around the like hunting section, which is
Right.
really tiny.
Took about 3 minutes.
Yeah, and then I walked to like the toy section, played
Took
with
about
some
3 minutes.
I kicked the ball around for like 3
Did you,
minutes.
did you look in the movie bins?
No, I didn't do that.
Oh man. Find some good stuff in there.
Dude, yeah, went to the bathroom once to pee.
All right.
Wait, hold on.
Go ahead.
I'm having deja vu, man.
Uh-huh.
I feel like last episode, Jeremy was talking about shitting at a Walmart.
Well, he was talking about peeing at a grocery store. He's always
Yeah.
having to pee.
Yeah, we were talking
whenever
about that.
there's
It's
groceries,
funny where
he has to take
Walmart
a piss.
came
Yeah.
back into play with
Which
having to use the restroom.
yeah, and I went to the grocery store this morning and I peed at the grocery store.
Nice.
So anyways, I was while I was at the Walmart, I was outside just hanging out, just sitting there, and this car pulls in, right? And these like two white trash motherfuckers come out. One's wearing like a Seminoles shirt from Florida, probably.
Yeah.
Of course, Florida. Jesus.
But this dude, he was wearing fucking dirty as fuck, man. Like he was wearing these fat dude, okay? He was wearing these oversized basketball shorts that were hanging past his ass, you know?
Yeah.
his shirt was red as well. Shorts were red, and he had this fucking pistol shoved into the front of his shorts, just without a holster, and just like walked into the Walmart.
Just asking.
Whoa.
It's like there's got to be rules to that, right?
Of course, there are rules to that.
You can't just.
But how are like? How did no one else notice that? I mean, evidently it was very obvious to you. Like, how did no one?
He came right back out. He was like, "Oh man, I didn't know. Yeah, I can't have a gun in here."
Oh, so somebody confronted
Someone,
him
and then he went back to his car and put the gun back up.
Man, I'm surprised they
wherever
didn't call
the
the
fuck
cops.
he's from, it's probably an open carry shithole state.
Oh, you can do that. You can open carry here, but I mean, I think you have to have it in a holster, right? You can't just have it in your basketball shorts.
There's rules
the
to it.
difference?
There's rules to it with like, you know, going into public places, and you know, there's some protocol to that shit.
Yeah.
I know that because my dad has a concealed carry thing. But oh god, dude, I would fucking I would leave a basket at Walmart if I saw some fucking rando trash person walking around where I'm like, I see the silhouette of a gun.
Like he's just looking for. He's like, make something happen.
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
I want to use this.
Give me a reason.
Because he's not going to run after
Dude,
you and piss him off.
Dude, I've seen like I've been at gas stations where this one time I was at a gas station getting myself a beer, and this old dude, did we talk about this already? He was about like 80 years old, right? And he had his grandkids with him.
You told me about this.
Okay.
We didn't talk about it on the podcast.
He was decked out in like desert camo.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
And he had this huge gun right on his hip, man.
He had his wish a motherfucker would suit on.
Dude, and his kids are just like running around, and everyone in the gas station is just like looking around, like,
what's about to happen?
yeah, this guy's about to do something. Like people get nervous.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, and that's why they do that.
And first, like you see the gun, like the dude yesterday with the Seminole shirt, the white trash motherfucker. I wasn't afraid of him with the gun because I could tell, this guy's stupid. This guy's an idiot. But then the guy with the decked out camo in the gas station, I was kind of nervous about that guy because he's old.
Yeah, and he probably goes into every public place dressed like that with that shit.
Yeah.
Advertising like,
His
hey, I got a
intentions-
gun. It's like, man, I hope some shit pops off.
Yeah,
kind of shit.
And his intentions are probably like,
I'm gonna shoot.
I want to scare
yeah.
people, you know.
Oh yeah, maybe some like old like Vietnam vet. He hears like just any popping noise starts.
Yeah, just start
thinking Charlie's
just
like
always
in
ready.
the perimeter and starts popping off.
Yeah. Well, speaking of gas stations, not yesterday, Saturday night, I went to the gas station, and I was going to use the restroom.
Man, you
I
have
go to the-
you
I mean,
have
I'm-
a
you do
lot
have
of
a
public.
You have a small
I
bladder.
do have a small bladder.
You've always had.
Yes, Roy knows this. And okay, so I go to the restroom. As I'm walking to the restroom, there's this homeless dude.
Oh,
I know, right? I almost called the cops right away. Dude, and he was at the soda fountain getting himself one of those big giant sodas, you know.
Bladder buster.
Yeah, and he's like pouring it, and he's like looking over his shoulder, like really twitchy like that. I'm like, oh god, this is gonna be good. So I come out the bathroom, and I'm going to the register to pay, not for the bathroom use, but for whatever I bought. And I'm in line, like about to swipe my card and everything, and this motherfucker just like runs up to the counter, he's like yelling like, "I'm gonna pay for this! I'm gonna pay for this!" And he's like waving $1. I know his big gulp or whatever it was cost more than $1. He's like waving $1. I'm gonna pay for this. I'm gonna pay for this, and he just throws it in the air and runs away. And like the $'s like flying down, and it skims the counter and falls on the ground. And I'm like, that was fucking weird. So I'm bending down to pick up the $1, and he's like, no, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, he had to have it on record that like he.
like a bridesmaid, like you throw the bouquet and everyone's trying to catch the $1.
So he like beats me to the $1 and he like puts it down and then runs out. And I'm like, and the cashier's just like shaking her head, puts her hand on her face. It's like,
probably has it
Again.
It probably, yeah.
She probably knows him.
Oh, yeah.
Third time that week.
Yeah.
Man, I learned something about homeless people on Lafayette the other day that was really shocking from a friend of mine that you guys have met. I'm not going to use the name right now, but works in the in the media. He was telling me that a lot of prisoners in the state of Louisiana, like, because they're like non-violent crime prisoners and shit. They load them up in a bus or vans and shit in the middle of the night and just drop them off at fucking exits and Walmarts and shit like that.
Yeah.
And just fucking like turn them loose to make room for them, because our prisons are overcrowded and shit.
Prison capital of the world, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man, he gave me a stat that I can't remember. It was like, whoa. It was like the state of Louisiana has more people that are in jail for nonviolent crimes than, I don't know, it was something ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
like
probably all
all of
marijuana.
Europe or
Yeah.
something like that. It was ridiculous.
Keeps the private prison money rolling in.
But I was shocked to hear that. He's like, oh no, dude. He's like, that's a very well known thing in like the media, that like they do that, like just in the fucking middle of the night, man. They'll drop off like a busload of them, and half of them aren't even from like Lafayette or blah 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 whatever, and they just drop them off, and it's just like, fend for yourselves. So that's why we're seeing like a lot of them like downtown and stuff like that. They have nowhere to go. And what happens is like they it's a repeating cycle with them, because there's like a non-vagrancy law downtown. So they'll pick them up and put them right back in jail,
and then drop
them off again. So it's just like a constantly happening thing. And I raised a question with him. I was like, man, do you think they're going to do something like they do in Portland or like in like certain areas of like Los Angeles and stuff like that, where if like they can come up with like $30 a month, they can get this card. It's like a panhandler's card. And they can roam the streets.
Like a license?
It's a little certificate that they get stamped. If they can come up with $30 a month and they go to this one like location, like I suppose the equivalent of like the DMV or like the city hall or something. If they can raise,
New Orleans does that, I think, as well.
I don't know about
think
New Orleans.
so.
I know Portland definitely does it, and there's certain areas in Los Angeles that do it. So like if the cops come around and say, hey man, you can't blah 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 be vagrant here, all they got to do is like pull out this little certificate, license, or whatever it is that's got a punch and it's official and signed off on, and then the cops can't mess with them.
So the city or the state is charging homeless people to try to get to ask for money.
They'll make money off of it.
I think the thing is,
and it doesn't occur here in Lafayette, but I raised the question with him. I was like, dude, do you see a potential for that? And he goes, oh, absolutely.
Oh, fuck
He's like,
yeah.
absolutely.
If there's that many of them.
yeah, I think like street performers in New Orleans, you have to have a license.
Yeah, I can see that, because they hog up a bunch of space.
Yeah, and that's a bit different, I guess, in my opinion, because it's like not all of those people are homeless.
Right.
Doing that, they're just trying to make a buck off of tourists. I get that, but I'm talking about the true, just like homeless people that have nowhere to go, and they're like, well, I'm gonna beg for change, and cigarettes and et cetera, et cetera. Like, it's crazy that like that's like confirmed to me. That
I heard this NPR story like a few years ago. This in Louisiana, like there's so many criminals in the parish prisons that the sheriff departments, they trade prisoners back and forth from other parishes in the state. So like if someone in like Lafayette Parish has someone that's really good at fixing cars,
they'll get them into this.
They'll trade for someone else that's good at whatever they need. Like if they need someone to cut grass,
it's free labor.
They'll be like, hey, look, we got this guy who's really good at fixing cars. You need someone to fix your cars for like whatever, and they'll trade the guy that cuts grass. And it's kind of like football. They'll do like,
trading slave labor.
I'll give you two of these dudes for your one dude.
Can the prisoners do like a free agent kind of thing? Maybe like a place in Ohio pick them up or something.
I don't know if we call it free agent.
Not
slave
so free agent.
Yeah.
Prisoner agent.
Open.
All right, so
wait.
What?
What's new, Rob?
What's in the news, Robert?
In the news, we don't have like a segment like.
We will.
What's in the news?
Eventually.
What's in the news?
What's in the news, Robert?
Well, this past week, you guys probably heard SpaceX is going to send this Japanese billionaire.
I did not hear that. I'm excited to hear it.
So this Japanese billionaire,
You
sorry,
Yusaku.
his name's Yusaku Maezawa. The headline says he's going to go to the moon, but he's not actually going to the moon. He's going around the moon.
Okay.
Boring.
Wait. They're shooting him into space to buzz around the moon and then come back. They're not just
He's
shooting him
volunteering to go
they're not just shooting him
He's
into the
volunteer-
upper
is there-
atmosphere.
and paying his way.
Let's say I figured he was paying. For it 'cause-
He's paying for
and
it.
there's going to be crew that's taking care of him because he doesn't do anything.
Well,
Yeah, he can't be like mission like the commander or anything.
okay, so he's 42. He made his billions. He's a billionaire, guys.
Okay, fascinating.
He's like a fashion designer.
Okay.
I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's what I read. But like the thing that's funny, okay, so he's 42. His net worth is 2.9 billion. Like he spends a lot of money, all of his money on like paintings and stuff. So
Porn and
he
comic books.
so he's not gonna go alone. He's bringing a crew of artists,
Okay.
and he's gonna choose like just a variety of artists, like musicians, painters.
This
Is he getting inspired to, like,
disaster in the
create?
making,
He's not
man.
coming
This
back.
is a fucking
That's what I'm
disaster
talking
in the
about.
making.
But that's the point. Is like to get inspired to create.
Yeah, so when they
And
get
to
back,
go-
they can like create this.
They're all going to be crazy. As fuck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You go fucking crazy in space. Like there's so many people you could.
Space,
Especially,
There's-
I mean, they have to go through some training, of course.
no, dude,
have
they're
to.
just gonna put him in that thing and fucking just go.
Yeah,
Yeah, he'll be fine.
It was something like, man, it was like 10 people are gonna go with him.
This is the end of
Maybe-
SpaceX.
And
Well,
that's not the crew? Like people flying the shit?
I think it's all computerized.
Oh.
Oh, good
That
luck.
sucks.
So like the first thing I thought of is like, you know how on Apollo 13 they're like shit's gone bad, and like the scene where the
Great movie.
NASA scientists like walk into the room and they drop a box. It's like, all right, we need to make an air filter out of these items.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
teach
And
they're
them
like,
how
they're
to like
pulling out like
troubleshoot
tubes
it. Yeah,
and stuff,
yeah,
and like
So it's gonna be like paintbrushes and fabric.
yeah. Guitar
Scissors.
strings and
Oh god,
Like-
they are doomed. They are doomed.
Yeah.
didgeridoo parts. Yeah.
what the fuck.
Well, when is this slated to take place?
This is gonna happen in 2023, I believe. That's what they're shooting for.
Okay.
Yeah, and Elon Musk says he might go. He kind of pushed him in. Like they had an interview, like on stage interview, and the Japanese dude asked Elon if he was going to come along. He was like, maybe.
I might have something that
I
weekend.
don't know.
We'll see.
Perhaps.
He probably doesn't want to go.
God.
Fuck no. Would y'all go to space?
With those motherfuckers, no.
I don't
No,
know.
yeah.
I don't know.
Man,
Maybe. I get claustrophobic sometimes, so I don't know if that's probably the best place for me.
They're going for a week.
Yeah.
if like some cool aliens came down and had like a
Dude.
really rad ship and were like, "Hey man, you want to see the galaxy?" I'd be like, "Yeah, fucking let's go."
You
Yeah, that's
couldn't
true,
pay me to go.
Not in our like
Space.
little space Winnebagos.
Actually,
Like I wouldn't.
I think I'd do it.
Dude, and they're just flying around the moon. They're not even gonna land.
Oh yeah, how boring.
But that, yeah, that's boring. That. What the entire point of this? They're letting this fucking rich kid just do this because
Exactly.
he wants to, right?
Right.
Is that
And
the,
they
the
can use
point?
the money.
pretty much
Yeah. And how long is this trip going to take? them?
a week.
A
And
week.
it sounds
There
like
and
they're
back.
probably gonna if there's not gonna be any like professional like real astronauts on it. It sounds like they're just testing out some autopilot shit.
And is this a private endeavor?
Yes,
Okay.
it's
all
a
right.
SpaceX.
Yeah, but is it the SpaceX that's affiliate like Trump's SpaceX?
no.
no. There's
This
no
is
Trump
this is
SpaceX.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk
Uh,
company.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
To be clear, like there is no Trump SpaceX.
No, but his fucking Space Force. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah,
whatever.
Space
whatever.
Force.
That's
Space
bullshit
Force.
is. Yeah. Yeah. SpaceX.
Believe
Elon
me.
Musk. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I
Let me
remember
see.
now.
So yeah, as an artist, he's an artist because he's a fashion designer. So
Right.
as an artist, he
Aren't we
wants to
all
invite other artists to come along with him on the ride.
Well, how many fucking?
He bought all the seats on the spaceship.
Which are how many? Do you know?
I'm trying to see.
Wait, he literally bought the chairs?
Like, how big
he
is it?
bought every seat. But I have a feeling like Elon was pretty much just like, okay, well, this guy, he's a billionaire and he's wants to go.
Yeah,
I'm
not
going to
really
take
having
his
to fund
money.
it. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
This is going to be a test,
The
you know.
publicity alone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sense.
God,
I wonder
would
if there's
go.
like a lucky spot to where like I don't know who's gonna fit in this spot, or there's like application be like, hey, I want to do it. drummer from Louisiana.
So he's gonna invite.
You don't know me.
He's
Just
gonna invite
bang on the instruments
different fields.
as you go crazy in the void of space.
Lose my shit.
Painters, musicians, film directors, and more. And then he just goes on. What if like Picasso had gone to the moon, or Andy Warhol, Michael Jackson, or John Lennon? It's
Thank God they didn't.
There's no doubt in my mind that Michael Jackson did not go to the moon. He's definitely went. He's been to the moon.
From the moon.
Yeah, he's been there.
That's where he
learned how to walk.
But not our moon.
That's where he learned how to walk.
He's from
Yeah, I mean, like these people. Yeah, if it's like a bunch of eccentric people, they do fine on Earth, where they're safe and stuff. But a lot of anybody, like, I would probably go crazy in space, and I'm pretty good at handling my shit for the most part.
Right.
But a week of nothing, like the.
What? Yeah, I think before they take this trip, I'm sure they have sessions with like psychologists and junk like that.
They
right?
have to.
But you have a bunch of strangers.
All this guy needs is money, and he's going to space.
And he's got it.
Yeah.
And like NASA astronauts, they're like scientists.
Yes.
They're highly trained in sciences, and they go into space and they perform tests and stuff. These fuckers are just gonna sit in a chair.
Drum circle.
Yeah, but
they're gonna bring like fucking mushrooms with them, probably.
I guess what I'm trying to say
is
is
fine.
That would be pretty
That'd be
awesome.
pretty
what I'm trying to say is
It would be fun, man.
Elon Musk owns this company, right? Like
Yes.
he's got liability. So I'm sure he's got insurance and protocols that fucking are very
and
intense. That
waivers.
are like,
Oh, yeah.
all right, these
Yeah.
people have to be evaluated and be psychologically fit to do this shit. So I'm sure there's a screening process with it.
Yeah.
It's not just
Yeah.
like, this random fucker can come.
But, I mean, someone
come
on the
aboard.
spaceship's gonna have to be like trained. Like he's gonna have to hire like a NASA astronaut.
gonna be
Oh,
like-
I'm sure there's
probably gonna be
there's
like a
probably
big orgy up there.
People like I'm sure there's like ex-military people or
Yeah.
something that are trained with that are like privately hired to do that. That's pretty interesting, man.
I wouldn't go, but
No,
Yeah.
not with them.
okay. So this woman.
What? Oh my God.
So this woman on vacation, she's a Brit again. Fucking Brit stories, bro. A woman on vacation reportedly finds dead tortoise in her vagina.
I
Whoa.
heard about that.
You know, you did.
Whoops. I mean, like, how does that happen?
Yeah,
You'd
how
feel
does-
a tortoise crawl up your.
She doesn't know how it happened.
She
Interesting.
fucking.
Yeah,
She knows how it happened.
she knows how it happened, but she said she doesn't know.
The story is she doesn't.
Yeah.
know
All right,
how
give me
it
the juicy deets on this,
All
man.
right.
How big was this tortoise?
A British woman has been questioned by police in Spain after doctors found a dead tortoise inside her vagina, according to reports by Spanish media.
I'm gonna say, look. I'm gonna say she probably wanted to bring home a little souvenir, and it suffocated inside her pussy. Case closed. And now she's lying like, "Oh, I was swimming, and then I didn't feel this jagged tortoise shell enter me."
She apparently had no idea how the reptile ended up where it did. The size of the reptile has not been revealed, and some reports suggest it may have been a turtle rather than a tortoise.
Oh.
Doesn't
Oh,
matter.
okay. Well, that's fine then. That's fine.
Yeah, that's different.
Just splitting hairs here.
Yeah, I mean,
That's disgusting.
yeah, she got.
Man, how terrifying for that
She
poor
probably
animal.
took some
no
ecstasy,
shit.
woke up with a fucking tortoise in her. Probably a turtle.
I
would
hope.
say.
Look, give it. Okay, so that's kind of where that ends.
Yeah.
That's just basically the headline and not much information. Dude, we need to next week. You need to
Do a
find out.
follow-up.
I need
If
some
there's a
updates on
size.
that.
We
because
want
tortoise?
answers.
Well, I'll try
I'm hoping it's a massive turtle. I'm hoping like it's very impressively big.
Like one of those people
a
that has
10-pounder.
like, they have those like
Yeah.
10-pound tumors and they didn't even know, and then they cut it out.
Yeah.
of them. That was the turtle inside of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to find updates on the bionic penis guy.
Yeah,
Couldn't find shit.
I think.
He
I
might
think.
still be in Amsterdam partying.
Yeah, I don't
He's
think.
might-
They're probably taking a
Still in his-
long holiday.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think we've heard the last of him.
It's huge.
I'm telling you, I'm still holding out hope. We're gonna see him in some porn soon.
Oh, he's definitely gonna dump his girlfriend.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's younger, and you said she's hot.
Yeah, but with a big dick and porn contracts,
Yeah.
might be a game changer.
Well,
for
yeah,
him.
she probably
Might be a
wouldn't
game
be.
changer.
She probably
'Cause
wouldn't
what was
be.
his
You gotta,
name?
he got to pay for that dick somehow.
Bobbitt, John Wayne Bobbitt. Remember him from
Yeah.
years
Yeah.
ago? His wife cut his dick off and
Yeah.
like threw out the window
Yeah,
miles
yeah.
away or whatever.
Yeah.
And they fucking
Franken
sewed his
dick.
dick back up, and like his thing immediately after that was like porn.
No, the name of the porn was, I believe, Franken Dick.
Nice.
Interesting.
All right.
I did not know that.
Here's another.
Yeah.
Here's another story.
I haven't seen it yet, unfortunately.
This one is about Beyonce.
Saw a blurb about that.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
So,
Which,
why are fucking drummers so fucking weird, Roy?
hey, man, fuck you, first of all. Because we're fucking nuts, though. They're all
No,
nuts.
you know,
I promise you.
Cullen knows a weird drummer. I know a weird drummer.
They're all weird.
They're all weird.
I think maybe it's because you guys have to like partition your brain to make all these different limbs move independently and do different things that
It's a
you
good theory.
things get a little scrambled sometimes and your head goes in a bunch of different
It
directions.
definitely gets
at once.
scrambled. I don't know. I don't get it.
You have a lot more to
Like,
process than like a
my
singer
brother's
or
a
guitar
drummer,
player.
and he doesn't seem like he's crazy, which is interesting.
He's pretty normal for a
He's
drummer.
pretty normal for a drummer, but
Yeah.
a lot of touring drummers, at least, are out of their goddamn mind.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so this drummer, her name is Kimberly Thompson. She's
Yeah.
Beyonce's former drummer.
Former drummer, yeah.
Yeah. She has filed civil harassment restraining order against Beyonce. According to documents obtained, Thompson alleges that Beyonce is practicing extreme witchcraft and magic spells of sexual molestation
Oh
to
my
harass her.
God.
Yeah, apparently, she killed her cat. Is a- another
Yeah,
thing
using
in-
witchcraft.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking weird.
Uh,
I thought it was a joke, and now it's actually really getting blown up.
What
I
say
thought it was
you?
just like a onion thing. I was like, oh, this is funny. But
no,
Even-
yeah, murdered my pet kitten.
yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm not buying it just because there was some shit in the media a couple years ago where Jay-Z was cheating on her and shit, and that was like really confirmed. And then they got back together. You think if that a chick knew some fucking really cool witchcraft like that, like she would have done some shit.
I think
to,
it's
to Jay.
it's
She
probably
would've got
to
Jay.
Jay. Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
Jay's in the Illuminati.
That's
so,
true.
you know,
That's
like-
what I was about to
That's
say. It's
true.
deeper than that. It's
That's
probably
true,
not
man.
witchcraft.
Their
It's Illuminati
magical
shit.
powers just
yeah, man.
Like,
yeah, that's true. I forget about
she
that
probably like
often.
summoned some
She does-
Illuminati dude. And
They do have
she-
a house in New Orleans. There's a lot of voodoo shit going on.
Yeah. Well, her mom is from New Orleans.
Oh.
Houston.
No, her dad is from Houston.
Oh.
Her mother is from New Orleans.
That's right.
Yeah.
Factoids. Yeah, man. So she just be killing people's cats like that?
Yeah, bro. I don't know.
Man,
Her drummer's
B,
cat.
B, that's...
That's
Hit
all
him
I
with-
got for you guys.
What, like,
Hmm.
That's a good
who's this
one to go-
person that no one's heard of is going to file a restraint? Like, no problem.
Roy heard of him.
Yeah.
Her.
Well, actually,
We'll hear
the
the story
thing
first,
is,
right?
well, when I was in the studio the past couple of days, we had a guy in there who was an A&R rep, and he actually knows the drummer, and he saw the headline. And he was like, "What?" He's like, "I need to call her and see,
Oh.
like if this is
Get the
real.
inside scoop.
You know,
Oh,
if this is
sweet.
actually real." Because I thought it was.
Did it happen?
a joke.
Did he call her?
He didn't call her. No.
Because he doesn't know.
Oh, man.
Well,
I don't know.
We need a follow up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need to
Can you get
follow
him on
up
the phone now?
I can get him on the phone.
Breaking news.
This just in.
Hi, this is Brad. I guess I shouldn't have said his name.
Oh, yeah,
He's a
don't
great
say
guy,
that.
though. He's a great guy.
All right. That wraps up the news, guys.
It's interesting news this
Yeah.
week, man.
Yeah,
No more
witchcraft.
No.
No more news.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
We're back.
We're back. We have, as you guys know, we have Roy Durand from the Underhill Family Orchestra. What's up, dude?
Hey, man.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello
So-
again.
How's it been going, man?
It's been great, man. We released our first record on the record label that we signed to about a year and a half ago. We released it on May 4th.
Congratulations. Oh, may the 4th be with you.
Well, yeah, that was kind of a big deal because our singer is a really big
Star
nerd.
Wars. Man.
Yeah.
Star Wars and comic books and all that stuff. He actually has a podcast called Between the Cons or something like that. Him and his brother do.
Oh, shit.
cool.
We're going to have to
They
follow
just-
that. I want to listen to it.
Definitely, yeah.
So you were in a band in here in Lafayette, Louisiana,
Mm-hmm.
and then how did
I was
you
in a
get?
few
Oh, he was in a bunch of bands.
Okay, but
Yeah.
you know,
yeah.
the last band you were in was here, and then
Right.
how did you get to Mobile, and how did all that start?
Well, the band I was in at the time, Vagabond Swing, we toured a lot, and we ended up actually Underhill opened up for us a couple times in New Orleans and in Pensacola. And so at the time, I was like, "Wow, these guys are fucking awesome." We got their record, you know. I became friends with them already, and then say like 7 months later, Vagabond broke up. You know, we lost our guitar player, and He didn't die or anything. He just
No,
quit.
yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
Was he like the main writer of the band or something?
No,
Wait. So he didn't.
was-
He went missing.
He went missing.
Okay.
We found out that
And
he
then
was
not in a national.
Berlin.
He didn't go missing in a national park, did he?
No.
Okay, all right.
Never-
Just checking,
never mind.
just checking. Never mind.
No. Well, he was one of the main. I mean, we all wrote, but he was one of our main writers, like guitar players, and I guess we also lost one of our members like a year before. It was kind of one of those like, all right, so we're losing another guy. And whenever he dropped out, our bass player was kind of like, yeah, I need to go back to school, finish school, and it was.
It's a good segue to move on to different stuff.
Yeah, because I was kind of pushing it too hard. I think so. I was like,
Yeah.
I want to be on the road all the time, but these, that's not for everybody. So.
Yeah.
So how did you become a drummer for
Underhill.
Underhill? Yeah.
So we broke up on our Vagabond, and then I kind of like what you do, like with like relationships, any relationship, like a band relationship, or
You get
having
on
a
Tinder.
girlfriend.
You get on Tinder.
You just like start dating everybody. So I was like in like 4 bands after Vagabond broke up. I just like, I'm gonna join this band, and play for them, and do whatever.
You was hoeing around.
Yeah, I was hoeing around on drums, and I was at Bonnaroo actually. They lost their drummer, and I was working at Bonnaroo. I was cooking at Bonnaroo.
Rest in peace. Go
A
ahead.
lot of musicians dying.
Man.
God damn it. So they lost their drummer because he was fucking crazy, probably. I don't know, because all drummers are. And I told them I wanted the gig, but I was going to be gone for like 3 months cooking because I was touring with this food truck. And they were like, well, we need you now. We need you in June. I was like, well, I'm gone. I'll be back in August. And at Bonnaroo, I was on break, and Steven, the singer, called me. And I was like, I was half naked. It was hot as balls
Yeah.
at Bonnaroo. He's like, hey, when are you coming back? And I was like, I'll be back in August. And he's like, well, we want you to try out. And so like in between festivals I was working, I drove down, did a rehearsal. I did 2 rehearsals, I think. And then got the gig, moved to New Orleans. And then maybe like a year and a half later, after, I was still kind of hoeing around, honestly. I was in a band in Lafayette, band in New Orleans, and with them. So I moved to New Orleans, Central Point.
Are they based out of New Orleans? Where are
They're
they
based out of Alabama, Mobile.
Okay.
So I mean, you were already on their radar. So, like,
Yeah.
did they have like other drummers? Like,
Yeah, they had a couple guys try out. They had another guy that actually did a few things with them. That was filling in dates, but he was just like I guess
They liked
it
you
wasn't
better.
working. Yeah.
is that weird? Like when you like go in there, is it like were you nervous or anything, or were you just like, fuck it, I'm good. I got this.
I was kind of nervous, but not really because
What's different when you know the
I was.
band?
I
It
know.
wasn't like
I knew them,
yeah.
and I also just like really loved the music, so that made it really easy.
Yeah.
There was that part of like, I might not get the gig,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I was pretty confident about it because,
Yeah.
So I want to ask you how would you describe Underhill's sound?
I would say it's definitely like at least inspired by like Appalachian music and like folk stuff and like even like gospel stuff. Like a lot of our harmonies, like we do like a lot of 5-part harmonies and stuff, 4 to 5 parts.
It's always impressive, that in my opinion, as a singer. Like I love to hear bands do harmonies live.
Yeah,
It's
and that's
always
one
so
of our,
cool.
our strong points. I mean, we know that and we focus on it a lot. Like our vocals is a huge part of our stage presence, and makes us even like doing like acoustic shows and stuff like that. It helps those kind of shows because we're all singing and we're all doing stuff. And so in that realm, kind of like some of the older stuff could be like on the swing side of folk stuff, like inspired by like gypsy swing stuff. I mean, we don't play any gypsy jazz shit, but the drum parts kind of inspired by like big band swing type of stuff.
So I've seen photos of what you guys look like on stage, your stage attire and stuff like that, and it definitely looks of a particular period of time,
right?
Kind of vibe to it.
Yeah,
real old
a
timey.
lot of vests.
Yeah,
But everyone
suspenders.
has and everyone has tattoos. It's kind of
most
like
of
a
us. Yeah,
worlds collide.
but
kind of thing.
it's a cool contrast. Of
We,
what it means.
Yeah, you
That's-
guys have like
that's
the
another-
Appalachian look.
that's the thing. That aesthetic is a big deal to us too. I mean, our singer Joelle, she's a photographer and she does all of our stuff. her and her boyfriend do all of our photography. But that's a big part. It's like we have to, you know, we approach playing live. It's like, well, we want to look good, you know.
So you guys go on tour a lot.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have done like festivals.
Mm-hmm.
And what I want to ask is like, do you prefer doing festivals or like clubs? Like, which ones do you prefer? Like,
Festivals are awesome, mainly because there's
They
just a bunch of different people there.
Do they treat you
that
better at
won't always
festivals?
see you. Usually, yeah. Usually they do. The only thing that could suck about festivals is like playing at noon, and it's balls hot outside.
Or rain.
Yeah. But the demographic usually at festivals is like there's probably 100 people that don't know who we are here. They're here to see somebody else. And
they discover you.
They discover you. Yeah. I mean, like we played Gasparilla Fest out in Tampa back in March. And it was awesome because we got a lot of like new listeners that weekend, you know, because we did a lot of busking sets too. Like we did one set, like our main stage set, and then we did these little pop-up shows.
yeah.
And we got so many more fans. And we did, like, you know, a bunch of interviews there and like getting more hype like that. There's
The
like a
pop-up
lot of
shows
hype
are always
being
like
on
really
a fest.
fun for
Huh?
people. The pop-up shows are like really fun for people. Like
Yeah.
I remember like going to like festivals, and a lot of times I would be drawn to that more than to what was going on to on the stages.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No, it's because it's, yeah, that's pretty sweet.
All right. So I've got some questions for you.
Okay.
We're gonna kind of move away from the band stuff.
Okay.
So I know that you're really into murdering people.
Wait.
Wait.
I'm into.
What?
I don't murder
Right,
people.
well,
Oh, you're into murderers.
Yes.
You're into serial killers.
Oh,
Yeah,
never,
yeah, yeah.
never
Oh,
mind.
man, me too.
It's like,
Uh,
wait, am I getting arrested?
well, I mean, you're,
Yeah.
you have like if I was a murderer, you know what the perfect job is for a murderer?
What?
To kill people.
Drummer in a band.
Oh.
How
yeah.
so?
Yeah.
You travel.
Oh, yeah.
you're
Well, why
somewhere
not
different
like
every
a
time.
Oh, you're in and
tambourine
out.
player
You're in and
or a
out, man.
guitar player? Why just a drummer?
Oh well, because they're weird. Remember?
They have more energy to
Well, that's the first
get
person
rid
you
of,
look
I
at.
think.
Then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the drummer.
Yeah.
It's always the drummer.
So okay, so you're really into serial killers.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of always have over the years of. I mean, I'm still interested in it, but
Like, what's your what type of serial killer are you
Top
into?
3
Like, what's
serial
that?
killers.
Who's your favorite?
Like what kind of what does a serial killer have to be like to do where you're like, oh man, I like this
to
guy.
make your list. to make your hot list.
make me get like
get a boner. You know?
Man, I don't know. Like, just the thing I like about it so much is like the psychology and like how a mind can like convince you to be okay with doing these kind of things. I mean, besides just being like a
It reminds you that humans are animals.
they're
sometimes,
fucking
I
animals.
guess.
They can
Yeah.
do some weird shit, like, and think it's fine, like being. I mean, besides like eating people, but like when they go through like a process to, I don't know, they get in routines of doing it.
It's very ritualistic.
Yeah,
with them,
and
yeah.
it's so weird that that's how they feel okay, is doing that kind of shit. Because I mean, you know,
that makes them feel normal.
it makes them feel normal. Like,
Yeah.
I feel fucking crazy a lot of the time. Like, I don't, you know, I feel like I'm batshit crazy sometimes. And
Murder.
Rob?
Told you.
but so like I don't know, like, because a lot of them don't think they're. I mean, some of them are like sadistic, and they know that they're being fucking weird. They know this is wrong because they wouldn't be hiding it, you know. But some people can't handle it, you know, or can't control it. Say like Ed Gein and stuff like that, like where this was okay, you know. They didn't know that they were fucking nuts because he just had like a mental disability, and that's kind of how he reacted. You know, he would. You know.
Who's the most interesting one to you?
Let's see. Andrei Chikatilo is pretty cool.
Who's that?
He was a Russian serial killer. He would kind of like stalk people at like train stations and stuff like that, and then he'd bring them out into the woods usually and kill them. And then
How would he
like,
How would he abduct them?
Like he would like lure them.
He would
lure.
lure. Yeah, he would do that.
Lure?
Yeah,
Lure.
and it was usually
Lure?
like defenseless, like younger women, usually people that trust, you know, this old man because he was old. He was an old dude. when he was really doing it.
Like, not to cut you off, but like, what was like sort of his tactic? How would he convince them to go with him?
It's like poor, like because they'd be at the train station. He obviously
I'm a poor old man, come and help me.
He would pick them out. He can tell that they needed help, and he would just have them like walk with him out into the woods. I forget how he would do it, but it was just because he wanted to help them. He wanted to feed them, or get them food and money, and then
and how would he kill him?
He would usually like strangle. Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah.
Why?
He was a very like what's it called?
Humane.
There's a word for it, but like when you're you like to be close and like really like what's it
a
called?
very intimate kill.
Intimate kill. Yeah. It's not like shooting somebody or like stabbing's pretty intimate also, but like when you're there, you're actually if you're strangling somebody, you're actually
that's
you're taking their
yeah.
Look into the eyes.
Do you know how like I think like most of the serial killers like kind of have a pattern where they take trophies and stuff like that? Did he do that? Is there anything
I don't
noteworthy
think so.
of that? Really?
I don't remember. I haven't read into him in a while now. This is a long time ago. There's actually a movie about him. It's called Suspect Zero.
I've seen that movie pop up. Didn't even take the time to read it, but I recognize the title.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's so many freaking serial killers.
Yeah, there's a lot, man.
I would say my favorite kind of serial killer
Robert.
are the ones that don't get caught.
Oh my god!
Right. Well, of course.
Because they were the best at it.
Because man,
What
I think it's just interesting that they like
one person outwits
who with the Zodiac killers like
Right.
it's just interesting to know that this guy
That's Ted Cruz. Everybody knows that.
oh yeah
Holmes was a pretty badass serial killer. He was in Chicago and he had like a dungeon in his
Wait, what
house.
was his full name? Sherlock Holmes.
Can you look it up?
yeah.
Sean.
His home is like
Puffy
JJ.
What I want to ask you.
JJ Holmes.
Okay, so you're obviously well read in the serial killer
I think
world.
it's JJ Holmes.
I was.
Oh, okay. Well,
I yeah. At times, I have definitely. I haven't been doing it as much as I used.
Why?
H. Holmes.
H.H. Holmes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think 99.9% of them are males?
Yeah.
And white.
Yeah. There's like very few.
I don't know. I we have a problem like being comfortable with ourselves like men and there is a power sense with that too. Like a lot of
it's mostly people who like in their normal life feel weak.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that gives them that's the opportunity to feel the most powerful.
Yeah. I mean, like say like Elaine Warner, she was a serial killer, but she started killing because she was fucking raped and fucking.
This is the prostitute.
Yeah.
The monster.
Yeah,
in the
monster
movie.
Like it was kind of like a reaction to being fucking, I mean, obviously a lot of them had bad childhoods, but
she wasn't making their skin out of like
she wasn't doing it. She was just
like
killing and moving on.
Yeah.
Robbing, not taking.
Robbing.
All right, so murderers, but some murderers eat people.
Yeah.
But before we get into the eating, you asked me the other day, or you said that you would eat somebody.
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay.
And okay,
Hey, now we're getting into the goods.
Okay, so like, in what situation would you eat somebody? Like, okay, let's say you're at a restaurant in downtown Houston,
right?
And
it was on the menu.
And it was on the menu.
A trendy new restaurant.
I don't know if it was. It's because it would be really expensive if it was actually on a menu. I would assume it would be very.
But let's say it's a tasting course, and you've paid already, and it's on the menu. So you're gonna get it. It's the third course.
Yeah. What about that? Would be
right after the salad.
I'd be stoked.
Okay, so you would be down. You'd go down.
Oh yeah, totally.
So like, what? Okay, so if you had to choose yourself,
okay,
what part of the body do you think would be the most tastiest?
Well, I am a huge fan of like backstrap.
Okay.
Because it's good meat back there. I don't know. There's a certain part of it that's this could probably go into what actual serial killers think too. Of like, there's like probably like a fetish part of it too. Like what part of the body that you like the most. It's probably not the best part to eat though. Say like the thighs or something.
Yeah, like I like titties. I'm not trying to eat a titty.
That's not gonna
you know?
that's not gonna be that good.
Yeah.
Maybe for like flavoring.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
You can
Yeah.
you can use it
fry
for
and
coffee.
some-
You know,
some-
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know. What part of the
some
Well,
make some
Well,
head
like
cheese.
to be clear, I would not order human off of a menu. I would maybe eat someone like a.
If
like
you were in a
that
disaster,
that book Alive, where
Yeah.
the guys get trapped on the mountain,
Right.
and they just-
That was
if
a-
you had to.
that wasn't
yeah,
just a book. That was a
yeah.
thing.
I mean, I think it would kind of, it would be definitely be shitty, but it's like this person's
Right.
already dead.
Well,
so fuck.
I
it.
would definitely go
Yeah.
for the meat around the anus.
Oh, the
Bob.
cheeks, man. The cheeks, man.
Yeah.
That's
So
what
like the ham.
the buttock.
I worked with a chef once in Texas, and he always said the meat's always sweeter closest to the anus.
Rob, I'm learning a lot about you. That's
great. So it's always
It's a
sweeter.
good thing
so.
to think about. Yeah.
I like. Yeah, that makes sense. From what I understand, like, okay, pigs and humans are really close in
Yeah.
how we're
Anatomy,
laid out
right?
in
Yeah.
anatomy and shit. That's why they always use pigs as like ballistic tests and shit like
Okay.
that, because we're so close.
Right.
I'd imagine that we probably kind of taste like pork, you know.
Yeah.
Tastes a little piggy.
And there's no bad.
I think
there's no
the-
bad pork, you know.
Yeah,
so.
I definitely wouldn't
This
eat
part
an,
of the body
an
would be good.
athlete.
What
I
is
think
this?
the
Yeah.
athlete would,
Tricep?
Your wing,
Too
your
gamey.
My wings.
An athlete would be too gamey.
Yeah, what's that?
dark, be dark.
Yeah,
You know, be tough.
Too much
You don't want
blood.
to eat that.
No.
You
If I
want
was
you
gonna-
want someone that you know like Honey Boo Boo's mom or something. You know?
Oh yeah. What's her name? What's that bitch name?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Mama June.
Mama
June.
Oh, you
No,
got
Mama
fresh
June got
June.
fine, dude. She had that gastric bypass. She had thought now.
She still got that face though.
So
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, she's got them cheeks though. Still.
It's
Eat that.
nice. It's real nice.
There's
Nice.
actually this
I'm
story.
gonna eat Honey Boo Boo. I want that little suckling pig. That's where I'm going, man.
Let's see. Pull on Mama June.
Mama June.
She's still trash.
Well, I didn't say.
She's gonna gain it all back.
I didn't say all that. I said,
Oh dang! Look at that. All right.
She looks about 20 years younger though.
yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
fuck Mama June.
Yeah.
Would you?
Mm,
Jeremy,
much? How
Jeremy,
much?
it's
For-
you.
for
It's
a-
you.
how much?
You would fuck her.
How much we
for a
talking
TV
about?
show and 50 mil.
Yo,
Fit a
of
meal.
course.
Yeah,
Okay,
bro.
2 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, not probably. Yeah, $2 million. You're
Yes,
showing it
I
to me
would
in a
definitely-
suitcase.
Okay, you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
man.
not?
I would.
And then I'd change my name and
Move
just
to
disappear. And
Yeah.
so
Ugh,
a
I
place
just got
where
the
no one
shivers.
knows that I did that.
yeah. We'd know that.
You
we
would.
know.
Yeah.
Any other like okay, so wait, did you answer my question?
I don't know.
About eating people.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
backstrap.
You would definitely
I think I'd go.
Backstrap.
I would probably try to make some head cheese too, just cause.
Okay.
Just 'cause.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, you boil the head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cure it.
Okay, so moving away from consuming human flesh. Wait. Do you believe if you eat someone's heart, you gain their courage?
Yeah.
I don't.
You turn into a Wendigo.
Yeah.
That's what a Wendigo
Oh,
is.
oh, for sure. Yeah.
Cool, man. What you got? Any tour dates? Like, what's some dates that are coming up that you might want to plug?
Well, Underhill's going to be going to the West Coast next week, and
Which would be for the listeners.
we're
Listener.
October to our listener. October.
Yeah. What month are we in right now? September.
this-
So we leave the 28th of September, and we'll be back the 12th of October. So it's
Okay.
not too long. It's our first time going to the West Coast. We'll be in LA and up in Portland and Seattle. Yeah.
To get the exact dates, they can go to
You can go to weareunderhill.com, or you can check us on Spotify. On the Underhill Family Orchestra, all our tour dates are on there.
What if I want to see pictures of you guys?
You can go to our website. You could actually just type in our name. We have a lot of videos.
Y'all
We
got a
have-
gram? Y'all got y'all
We got an Instagram. Yeah, it's
At Underhill?
at Underhill.com or
Oh.
at Underhill Family Orchestra. Yeah.
Okay.
We like to take pictures of ourselves, so there's a lot of those, and there's like a lot of videos.
Well, you have a photographer in the band.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
No, they have a selfie stick.
Yeah. So we stick
Operated by a
Yeah.
photographer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sophisticated equipment.
Yeah, just look for us because we tour a lot these days, just because of the new release, and we're always out on the road. We're home a good bit, but we're almost out every single weekend.
What's the name of the new album?
It's called "Tell Me That You Love Me."
I love you.
I love you.
Thanks. I love you.
I love you a lot. All right, cool. And they can catch that on Spotify.
Yes, sir. Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes, Google Play, pretty much anywhere.
Word.
Just
Well,
type it in. So.
We'll take a little break, and on this break,
Wait.
we'll actually let them
Wait,
hear
wait,
some
wait,
stuff,
wait.
right?
Roy, you gonna stick around and get weird with us?
Yeah, I'm down to get weird.
All right.
All right.
Sweet.
Take a break. Underhill Gang.
Hey, listeners, this is Roy Durand from the Underhill Family Orchestra, and you're listening to the Boys and Girls Club podcast.
I ain't got no cross intentions. All I want is your love again.
I don't need no big impression. Just show me you're a loving man.
When I come back, be my baby. We'll have it good just the way we planned. We all got worries, we all got pain. We all got stories we tell over and over again. We all need patience, we all need time. All our frustrations on these mountains we climb. I don't need that, I don't want to. I just might try over and over again.
And now it's time for another installment of Tales from the Weirdness.
Colin,
Yes, Robert.
what do you have that's so fucking weird?
Man, I want to talk about UFOs and aliens, and it's such a broad topic. There's so much information to pull from, so it's like, where do I start? You know. So I was doing a little research, and there was one thing that I ran across that I was like, man, this seems pretty interesting to talk about. So a lot of people are very aware of the Roswell crash in 1947.
Yes, the one
New
that started
Mexico.
it all.
Yeah, even if you're not really into UFOs, most Americans are familiar with the Roswell crash or whatever. So in the mythos of all of that, I'm not going to go into the backstory of the Roswell crash. You can look that up yourself. But one little blurb about it is like, so when the UFO crashed or whatever, I forget if there were 3 or 4 alien beings that were on board the ship. One of which survived.
A witch?
One of which.
Which was a witch.
We're not talking about.
Survived.
We're not talking about Beyonce anymore.
Beyonce.
Yeah, one of the aliens survived, and it's reported that they took that alien to, I don't know, there's different things. They say they took it to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, which is in Ohio. There's other reports that they took it to Area 51. That's the popular one.
Right
And
around
another-
the corner from where they crashed, right?
Yeah, not far. Yeah. I don't know. There's all kind of stories about different secret bases in the U.S. that are military installations where they bring recovered UFOs, bodies, or all this stuff. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about this one story about this one particular alien that was the survivor, and we're gonna go ahead. The popular consensus is that they took him to Area 51, and they took him as a willing participant, but some people that actually worked in that facility say no, he very much wasn't. And
Yeah, if
I'm
I
calling
was-
it he because
Wasn't willing.
they refer to it as a
If
he.
I was stranded on another world, I would just kind of, you
Right.
just have to do whatever the
Go
fuck
with
they
it.
tell you to do.
Right, but it somehow along the way, they coaxed it however they did to actually participate and give us knowledge about.
They
their-
waterboarded
their-
it. They're like, they put a towel
Talk,
on
Yeah,
motherfucker.
you will talk. No,
Talk. Talk.
they got
How'd
it-
you
they-
get here?
What are you doing?
How'd you get here?
Alien. They got it to cooperate and shit, and they were basically trying to get it to explain its technology, blah blah blah, whatever. It participates, but the cool part of it is like an interview that I was listening to on the way over here by this guy named, let me pull it up real quick because I'm going to mispronounce his name. This guy's name is Dan Burisch, Burisch, and he claims to have been like the main person who interacted with it. And the interesting thing about him is like, he has like just like super detailed information about.
I was just.
I thought you wanted to chime in with some information.
Well, I was gonna get you after that. How do they communicate with this thing?
He said it communicates telepathically.
Oh.
Wait,
wait,
with humans, or like to a machine, and the machine translates it. Like what's
No,
going on?
Yeah, if I'm not
like,
telepathic, how
what,
can I?
Well, from
just
what
talk to each other in our
from what
mind?
I understand, they call it interfacing when they communicate with it.
So it's like he plugs into you, and then you can speak to one another.
It's like if you think something or say it out loud, directed at it, it responds in your voice as a thought. Like it basically is your conscience giving you the answer and the information that you
God,
require
it'd
from
be
it.
so
you know?
embarrassing if someone could do that shit to me.
Imagine it like talking to like a. It'd be funny to hear it like talking to like some old like coon ass like dude. Where you got that ship from? That's a
Damn,
cool
bro.
ship. Hey, bro, I got that to Zeta Reticuli. You know, it'd be funny. It'd be funny. Anyway.
Well,
what you
I
got?
just want
What
to
you
say
got?
something really quick. The word "coonass" in other states,
It's offensive.
it's offensive.
Oh, yeah.
In Louisiana, I just want to make it right, to our listener that lives in Wisconsin. A coonass is a backcountry folk.
Yeah, it's a redneck.
In Louisiana.
Yeah. It's a derogatory.
Yeah, when I
It
lived,
does not mean
when I lived in Austin,
Right.
I was.
It's
I
not a
got- I got
it's
into
not
not
a
a
racist,
racial
no,
slur.
no,
I got
it's
into
not a
some
racial slur.
difficult conversations with people.
Yeah,
Best not to mention it.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, we're getting off task here,
All right, go
but
ahead.
Interesting point there, Rob. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Where was I?
Damn
Oh yeah.
coonass.
So this guy Dan Burisch or whatever claims that he was the interfacer with this alien. His backstory is a little like convoluted and complex because his the information I could find on him was he's a microbiologist. So I think he was originally hired by the government or whoever to do studies on its morphology. Like it agreed to let them take skin samples, blood samples, blah 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 blah. You know, all this kind of shit. Because as the story goes, since they've had it since 1947, it's had issues and it's been an ongoing thing with it to keep it well and healthy because it's not acclimated very well to our temperature,
You can't just give it
our
penicillin. right?
oxygen, like different things about our environment.
Yeah, like
you know?
what do they
So-
breathe? It's like
Well, they like from what I read, it's like their climate is like much cooler than ours.
Like it's just
The air,
awesome.
the air, you know, maybe thinner than ours. Blah blah blah. You know, whatever.
It's always fall.
It's
Oh, I
it's
mean,
been having
sounds wonderful.
yeah, it's been having issues.
It's fall
since,
533 days of the year.
yeah. It's been having issues since we've had it with being ill.
Was it still alive?
Supposedly.
Did they give it a name?
Yeah, they call it J-Rod.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And they call it J-Rod
Yo.
because
bro.
Check them out on
it's-
SoundCloud.
its name they give it like it communicated its real name to them, but it's like some like weird clicky like
Yeah, can't even.
whatever.
Can't even.
Yeah, so like they named it J-Rod because it gave them the coordinates to this star system, and all those like letters correspond with some alphanumeric shit, whatever. So its name is J-Rod, and yeah, this guy has like been working with it and like trying to help them by doing like, you know, skin studies and all this junk about like learning more about it, its physiology, to get it in the right kind of environment. And he described something cool where he was like, yeah, we finally nailed down this environment for it that like we saw immediate results in its like health increasingly, like, it changed color. Like, its eyes did certain things when it was healthier and stuff like that. And they said they were able to, like, adapt this mobile kind of thing for it to, like kind of...
It was like a scooter. Like a
It was
little-
able to walk.
It's like a bubble.
Yeah, it could walk and stuff like that. But the reason they developed this thing that could make it mobile is, like, it routinely has to communicate with all these different people from, different countries and people in power and stuff like that, that want to see it, that need, have, like, government people that like hire in the military that need to participate with it and get information and stuff like that. They don't want it to be just confined to this one room, so it's able to go in these briefing rooms. It walks, and this little room just moves with it and stuff like that, and it's all like built on hydraulics and some weird thing that it can go and has this, like, little bubbled environment around him and stuff.
So he's like the bubble boy.
It can move around and do things and not just be cooped up in a cage, more or less.
Right.
Like they give it, like, sketchbooks and it draws.
He kind of went into, like, what it ate, because that's what I was really wondering when I was listening. I was like, man, I wonder what they eat and stuff like that. And it said that it he said yeah.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Rob.
Pronouns, man.
It said he said that their species or whatever likes the equivalent of what we know as fish. They eat fish. Stuff like that. So
fish tasting things.
Yeah, I guess. And then I kind of forget in the interview, because, like, he went in, like, lots of detail about, like, how they fed it, how like, real cool things about its skin texture, how its bones were. It didn't have teeth. The eyes, like, okay, just to paint you a picture of what it looks like or whatever. It's typically known, the Hollywood look of an alien. Big head, black eyes.
Yeah.
The Greys.
Stuff. The Greys, yeah. And it is that sort of species, but they were saying that the eyes aren't truly black. It's a lens cover that goes over the eye, because their eyes are very light sensitive. And when those are removed, its eyelids work like a nictitating membrane, like a cat's eye would be, or like certain reptiles or birds or whatever.
That kind of protective covering.
It actually had, like, really, really beautiful multicolored eyes and stuff like that.
So they basically
it looks less threatening whenever it's got those black things peeled off of its eyes.
So they're kind of rolling around with sunglasses, basically.
Yeah. Their eyes are, like, real sensitive or whatever. And they said that, like, when it's sick or something like that, its skin gets all scaly and shit, and it looks like a reptile. And so they're saying, like, in popular culture, people talk about the reptilian species. And they're like, we just think they're seeing these things that are, like,
just have a cold
or sick. Like E.T. You remember E.T.? When he got, like, sick, he turned all, like, cruddy.
Pale, yeah.
And he looked like an old dried dog turd.
Very sad.
It's kind of like that. Yeah, very sad. Anyway, I don't know. This guy's story goes, like, way deep into a lot of, like, heady stuff. So I don't want to spend too much more time on that. I want to kind of segue into other UFO stuff. I don't want to focus too much on this guy, but, like, that's interesting to think that maybe somewhere out there in one of these military bases, this thing is real. It's still living there. We still have it, and maybe it actually is helping us with new technologies and stuff like that.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
It's
Like,
kind of bittersweet. It's a little sad to think that it's being held captive.
Helping would be a loose term.
Yeah, like,
right.
Do you think it's like happy to be there? I don't know.
No.
Man, I would
If it does exist.
Man, I would tend to think not. The whole thing, if it is real, is sad, but it is kind of cool to think that, like
he probably has a family back home.
yeah, man, yeah.
And,
Maybe
like,
and why is
still
nobody
communicating to him?
Why has no one, like, come for him? Or maybe they have, and we shoot them down or something. I don't know. It's trippy to think
with
about.
their own technology.
Yeah.
Dude.
POW, a little alien POW. Anyway, now this is making me sad, so I want to segue into, like, you got any interesting UFO? Anybody here have any interesting UFO stuff that you guys want to talk about, or any cases, or
You ever saw a
anything
UFO?
like that?
I don't know. Robert, do you remember when we were kids?
Yes.
And we were riding bikes?
Yep.
And we were by, what's the park?
Thomas
Park. You remember that, right?
Yep.
We saw this thing
In the sky.
burning,
Burning.
something like that. And I remember drawing it after it. But that was nuts. Like we saw this huge burning thing in the sky,
Yeah.
and we
What-
kept
what
riding our
shape was
bike.
it?
It was round.
yeah.
It was the ball. It was almost like a flare, but it was not a flare because
It's
flares fall
Yeah.
and disappear.
Eventually burn out.
Yeah, this one just stayed
Was
in
it-
one spot.
Was it orange?
It was orange, yes.
Yeah.
See, I
And there was
saw-
like circles in it, like other round
Yeah.
things in it.
And then we were on bikes, and we
Yeah.
started
Was
chasing
it daytime
We were
or
chasing-
was
it was
getting dark?
It was about to be dark.
It was about, yeah.
Okay.
It was still, the sun was out still. It was setting. It was about to set probably, I think.
It was about to be dark, and yeah, because we rode our bikes like chasing it to see it behind, like because trees and shit. So we are like riding around to keep seeing it, and then
We just didn't see it again.
It just disappeared.
Yeah.
How did it disappear?
Oh, we don't know because
We don't know, just
we were
Like you passed behind it,
like
it was
we
behind a tree, and
yeah,
then
we
all of a sudden it was
yeah
gone.
yeah we were like riding our bikes chasing it, and the way we were situated, it was behind a tree, and then we tried to see it again, and it was gone.
Were y'all scared? Or
No,
just more
Just like,
interested
what the
in
fuck?
it? Yeah.
There was like 3 or 4 of us.
I think we were more excited. No,
Yeah.
because I remember that
Maybe some.
Jonathan, that some dude that was in the neighborhood,
yeah.
one of your good buddies,
Mm,
when
yeah.
you were a kid, was with us.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got. I mean,
I saw something similar to that.
Okay.
I was camping in Bunkie, Louisiana.
Oh, you told me this story. This is a good one.
And this is
I like this story.
And this is fucked up. Still gives me the chills. And if you're listening, dear listener, Pat, Wisconsin,
Lock your door.
I understand. It sounds like complete bullshit and it sounds crazy. But I was camping in Bunkie, Louisiana, and
Bunkie is
it's kind of nowheresville.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's in between Alexandria and Lafayette.
Yeah. And I was in this tiny little uncomfortable pup tent, and I ended up I was sleeping. There was like a root in my back, so I switched positions to where the screen door for the tent is right by my face. I was on the opposite side. Anyway, irrelevant. I wake up. Maybe this is 3 or 4 in the morning. Our disclaimer: I wasn't on any drugs, and I didn't even get drunk. I was like
Right.
riding dirt bikes and shit. Just kind of have good, clean, sober fun.
Okay.
And
Wholesome. Very wholesome.
I wake up, and I'm not the brightest person when I first wake up. I'm easily confused as soon as I wake up. So I'm looking at this thing, and it's this orange ball. And at first I'm thinking,
Your screens, the door,
yeah,
you can see out.
Yeah, right. It's open, and it's just this ball, and it's not making any noise. And there's these kind of lights dancing around in it. It's that orange fire color.
Man, it sounds exactly like what
Yeah,
they talk
and
about.
it's
Wow, that's
and
neat.
it's maybe 10 or 15 feet in diameter. Maybe it was small, like and it's just sitting there, silent, not doing anything.
How high up off the ground do you think it was?
If I had to guess, so like this all lasted maybe 15 to 20 seconds max. So it's like a lot of shit for me to try to process. I'm confused. I'm like, is that Mars? Because kind of like the color that Mars is in the sky. But then I realized where it is in relation to the tree line. So I would say maybe it's 30 feet off the ground.
Wow, that's really low.
And it's just sitting there. And it's kind of as soon as I realized that this is not a star, this is something else, it just... The only way I can describe it is that it erased itself from the bottom up. Didn't move, didn't shoot up in the sky.
It didn't implode.
Huh,
It
didn't
was
implode.
like almost just somebody
It was like just...
like a mime when they change their.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
From the bottom up. And then I'm freaked the fuck out. Like it was very scary because we were just isolated in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
And
A piece of canvas is
everyone else is
protect
sleeping.
You.
I didn't get out the tent and start waking everybody up because then obviously I'm just a madman.
Yeah.
You know. But to this day, I don't know what the fuck that was, and
Why'd you wake up? Did you hear something?
I don't know. Part of
Just
me
felt
kind of
compelled
thinks,
to wake up. It
Part of me
wanted you
kind
to
of
see
thinks
it.
like, yeah, if someone's standing in the room, you can feel
Right,
if someone's
yeah.
watching you. Maybe it was something like that. I don't know. It scared the shit out of
What
me.
if this was the same orb?
Yeah, exactly.
There's videos. There's videos that like I've looked up.
It was-
since.
And
What
you're
if it
like,
was the
that's
same
what I
day?
saw.
No, I
in
mean,
history. Like we saw it and you saw it later that night.
we were little kids. I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, if it's it could be a time traveling
Time travel,
device,
man.
So maybe it yeah.
Maybe it knew like, hey, one day these little kids are gonna meet this
They're gonna
dude,
talk
and they're
about
gonna
this.
do this thing, and they're gonna talk about me, so I'm gonna like reoccur in all their lives.
So
I'm waiting for mine.
So it was only 15, 20 seconds.
Maybe.
And did you go back to sleep?
It took a little while, but I mean, I kind of just did the thing where I'm just like, I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen. I'm gonna go back to sleep and try not to go crazy over what I just
So
saw.
did you wake up in the morning and you didn't tell people?
I told my buddy that I rode out there with on the way back.
And you were
I
like,
wasn't going to tell anyone else
Yeah, all the
because
whole group.
And what was he like?
Yeah,
He was
what do
like,
you think about that?
I mean, he was like, oh, crazy, but you know, of course, I'm thinking in the back of his mind, he's like, bullshit, you had a dream or something like
Yeah,
that.
you're dreaming.
Yeah.
yeah, that's it's very similar to there's a Air Force base in England. There's like a story where like this orange orb or something would fly through the woods and like they.
That's like one of the most famous
Yeah.
UFO. What man?
But it was like an American base in England, right after World War II or whatever.
The Rendlesham Forest incident. That's that's called.
And that's where the guy
Forest.
touched it and he started seeing like binary code. And
Yeah,
all that stuff.
yeah, and they got it on video and like
Weird
a bunch of
radiation
stuff.
readings and
it-
stuff
it-
like that.
Yeah, and Rob's pulling up the case or whatever, but yeah, in that particular case, it visited the base a couple times in that week.
Huh.
It would just like hang out right by
Hang
the
out,
base,
yeah.
and it was like lead them into the woods, and they finally like went and investigated it. And said it had a kind of like crazy writing on it, and when the dude,
Yeah.
one of the main, I guess one of the main guys that were in charge, I don't know if he was a colonel or whatever his role was, but the guy that was in charge of this unit of soldiers touched it, it uploaded all kind of like zeros and ones in
Yeah,
his head,
to his
you
head.
know. But he described like it had inscriptions on it that were like these foreign symbols or whatever,
Like
and
weird
and
hieroglyphs.
then later after he investigated like, oh, UFOs are real and stuff, he said it looked exactly like what people who claim to have handled
Yeah.
the Roswell wreckage claimed, that it had these little hieroglyphics
Yeah,
on it.
yeah.
He's like, that's exactly what was
I mean, I was kind of
Yeah.
right. It did happen after World War II, but it was in the 80s.
yeah.
Okay.
What was it? It was 1980 or
1980.
like
It was
83,
1980, December 26th, right after Christmas.
huh? Yeah.
And again in December
Santa
28th.
Claus crashed
In
in
1980,
England.
and I think it was an American, I believe. I'm not really.
Yeah. The base that it was on, there was a twin base
Yeah.
that was separated by like 100 yards.
Yeah,
from
was
it. It was like
used
the,
at the
Mhm.
time. Yeah, it's a Royal Air Force base, and it was half of it was used by the U.S. Air Force.
Mhm. Yeah, that's like one of the most famous cases, I think, because it happened on a military base, and all these people who encountered it are no longer with the military, so they're like kind of like coming out and, you know, kind of supporting each other and
Right.
talking about it and
Yeah.
saying like,
'Cause
no,
nobody-
this is real, you know, because they've kind of like, you know, their security, I guess, oaths or whatever, like, are defunct now, so they don't have to worry about
Right, you don't
going to
have to worry
jail
about-
for it
yeah.
or whatever.
Disappearing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so if you guys would ever like, if you were out in the woods and you came across a gray,
Like just chilling in the woods
just-
by a ship or something.
let's say you're walking in the woods by yourself, right? I'm gonna say daytime.
Ooh, that would be even scarier.
Okay,
because you expect to see
it's
something
daytime,
at night.
all right?
but-
It's daytime.
Yeah.
You're walking and you come around a corner
Mm-hmm.
and there's three grays just standing there doing whatever. What do you do?
First thing I do is shit in my pants, like
Yeah, I would-
literally,
I would.
because
Do you run?
I don't
Do
know.
you
I don't
approach
know.
them?
You don't wanna
Do you
ru-
wait for them to approach you?
You kind of don't want to make any sudden movements, I guess, if you see anything like
I
that.
feel like
I don't know.
I feel like for me personally, you guys all know how interested I am in all this stuff. You know, I will be totally honest with you.
be like,
I
"Take
think out of all the paranormal,
Take me now.
all the paranormal stuff, I think I'm most afraid of the aliens, just because based on the way they look.
Yeah.
Just
Did you
because
even-
they're so drone-like and like you can't, they
You don't
appear
know
to not
if it's actually
emote.
thinking or
Yeah,
it's
like
feeling and-
it's not gonna like smile and be like, no, it's okay. You know, like you just have this vacant like, what are you gonna do to me? Like kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I remember being a little kid, like when anytime we'd watch Unsolved Mysteries or something, and they had the little prop creatures, being so terrified of that.
Yeah.
So I think I'm really interested in UFOs because sometimes I like to scare myself. You know.
Yeah.
I wonder
Yeah.
how.
So to answer your question, I'd be very afraid.
Yeah. So like I've gone hiking before, and I've come around a corner this one time, and I came across a pack of otters.
Okay.
All right.
They're terrifying.
And
cute.
there's at
Terrifyingly
least
cute.
there was 3 of them, and they were pissed off that I was there.
Yeah.
And they were like standing up on their 2 legs.
Ottawa.
Yeah, they try
Oh,
to
they
make
have 4,
themselves.
but
Yeah,
they
they're
were
making
standing-
themselves look bigger to
They'll
try and
fuck you
scare
up,
you away.
too.
a
Right.
bit.
And what I did was, if they were aliens, I ran.
Right.
Because these fuckers were pissed.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that these aliens, they probably would know I was coming, though, right?
Yeah,
Maybe not. Or they
Maybe
just go,
not.
oh shit.
but
But
maybe
see,
Depending on
what I wonder.
what their intelligence is.
Back to what I saw, back to what you guys saw, or just seeing anything like that. How long does it take your brain to process?
What's actually?
Right. Like, was it a ball that I saw, or that you guys saw, or was it something else that we just don't know how to process because it's so literally alien?
Yeah.
I think in cases like that, your brain's pretty good about taking in information and categorizing it and saying, I know what I'm looking at. I think your brain would still take that in, but not know how to identify it.
Yeah.
But it would still take in the information enough to alert you that something's not right.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
and then I think in that case, when your brain is like something's not right, you become a little more observant
Kind
of it. You know,
senses
because
become
you
a
know
little
it's
heightened.
this isn't supposed to be here, so it makes you take a beat to really, you know, trace out the details of what you're seeing, just so
Yeah.
you can store it and process it later. I don't know. That's what I would think.
I would probably get away from it.
Yeah.
But I'd probably like run away at first, and then I'd stop
To
and
it-
be like, wait, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Maybe
I need to
to
go
a,
back.
a
Yeah.
safe distance.
Would you
know?
rather come across aliens or a Bigfoot?
Aliens.
In the woods.
Aliens. I assume they're more intelligent. Bigfoot might be more primal and just want to tear
Yeah,
my arms
just
off.
like a bear.
I
Yeah,
think
maybe.
Well,
yeah.
I think
Wanna be by
I
a
would
bear.
rather see a Bigfoot
yeah.
than aliens.
I don't
Well,
know.
what
I think
I-
I could outrun a little 3-foot thing as opposed to like a 7-foot.
Yeah.
tall,
Oh yeah, you're not getting
pure
away from that.
muscle.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
mean,
would. I guess in the perfect scenario, it'd be like I'd like to.
But I could probably relate more to the Bigfoot, being that it's
Kind of humanoid.
It's
looks
Earth-like.
like. Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like.
Right.
yeah.
I don't know.
I would be more comfortable with seeing the Bigfoot than seeing.
Right, I guess, yeah, because when you're in the woods, you would, Bigfoot's real, because you know that, like, if it is real, you know it lives in the woods, so it wouldn't be that out of place.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like seeing an
Right.
alien that you expect to see
Some like little
in the sky,
4-foot
like
grays.
in the
Fuck
middle
you,
of the day,
motherfucker.
yeah, in
They
the
all
middle of the
turn-
day in the
they all
woods,
turn
would
and
be
look at
like-
you at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
with their
god, dude,
calm
gross.
stare.
I would be.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, gross, man. Look at your
Yeah.
face.
Ugh, fuck you, dude.
What's wrong with your eyes,
What's wrong with your
motherfucker?
eyes,
Don't you
dude?
try to put that on me?
Why you naked?
What are those glasses you wearing?
Man, that's
Nerd.
Ray-Bans.
It would be cool.
That's
I
polarized.
think with Bigfoot, I would treat it like it was a bear. I would.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be
Probably
like,
get the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
I would hope to. I would. Yeah, I would hope to see. I would hope to see Bigfoot from afar, like be in the woods and be
Yeah.
like, "Wait, what's that?" And it doesn't notice me,
Right.
so I could just like properly like
actually
be
just
very
watch it.
quiet and just watch it.
If you have like
Yeah.
a ghillie suit and you're just laying down prone watching it.
Right. Yeah, that would be a perfect situation. But like, yeah, I wouldn't want to like turn the corner and like run into that thing's chest.
Right.
And, yeah. So, is that
that was a pretty good weird desk.
That was weird.
I feel like this weird desk topic is going to be a reoccurring.
Oh,
one,
yeah, I
'cause
mean,
there's
yeah,
so much
always, yeah.
information.
It's-
So
Because I believe that any guests we have on, we can always ask them because someone's seen something weird.
yeah.
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 Some weird
Well,
shit.
this is a good. This is a good, start to the whole UFO version of Weird Desk. But
Yeah.
there it was, and that's what you guys get this week. It looks like this is the end of the show.
Already?
Oh man.
Yeah, it's the end.
Well, what's our
This is
listener
very
going to do
emotional.
now?
Well, they're gonna have to wait till next week. And
They can replay it.
yeah, over
Just
and
put it on a
over and over.
replay.
Yeah.
Fucking listen to that shit over and over.
Roy, did you have a good time with us?
I had a
Be
great
honest,
time.
Be
I had
honest.
a great time. No, I did.
All right.
I'd like to thank you for coming in, Roy.
Yes,
Yeah,
thanks
for
a lot.
having. Thanks for having
You
me.
drove in all the way from Alabama
yeah.
just for this.
Just for this. Yeah.
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 Should I give you $5 for gas? or
No,
something?
I give him a cup of coffee. He's fine.
Yeah, he
Oh.
gave me some coffee. He had a shot of whiskey. And
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A little Irish coffee there.
Irish. Well, Roy, we're
sir.
gonna thank you again. We're gonna put links to all your
Yeah.
glorious musical endeavors on iTunes and YouTube, and plug all your devices. And good luck on tour.
Appreciate it.
And that's a wrap this week. Jeremy, you had something you'd like to say?
I was, I don't know. Wouldn't it, Rob? Maybe a little like words of wisdom for our listeners.
Yeah, Rob, what you got for us,
Kind of leave
man?
us with something. What you got?
Well, no.
Okay,
Oh,
maybe
all right.
next time.
Bye.
Later.